Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious, and 12 weeks ago, I decided that I was going to change my life forever by starting a 12-week year. In the past 3 months, I feel like my life has changed quite a bit. I feel a lot more confident in myself and my ability to turn my dreams into a reality. It's been hard, very challenging, and honestly, I have failed in way more ways than I've succeeded, but I'm still really excited about the direction that my life is heading in. In my first video, before I started my 12-week year, I expressed how stagnant that I felt in life. I knew that I spent way too much time in my head, thinking, dreaming, and not actively in my body working towards my goals to make sure that they have a fair chance to become a reality. I know that I didn't give myself a chance to really try things without fear of failure or being too perfect. And spoiler alert, I did fail this 12-week year. But oddly enough, I'm really excited about it. I feel like this failure is a sign that I tried to begin with, and honestly, that is a lot more that I can say that I did than in the first half of the year. So let's take some time to look at my goals and the progress that I've made and the lessons that I will take with me into the rest of 2025 as I begin a new 12-week year. My goals were categorized in 3 separate categories: creativity, health and wellness, and career. So for creativity, I wanted to post on YouTube once a week. I also wanted to post on Substack bi-monthly, and I wanted to create for at least 30 minutes every single day as a daily dose of creativity. For health and wellness, I wanted to prepare to run a 10K, so that for me looked like closing my rings on my Apple Watch every single day. I also wanted to create a weekly structure for my workouts, and I also wanted to walk 10,000 steps a day. Lastly, for career, I wanted to commit myself to creating and completing 3 passion projects that I can use towards revamping my portfolio, aligning my skill set with the type of clients that I would like to attract. This is the Notion database that I created to keep track of my goals for the past 12 weeks. And in actionable goals, you can kind of see where I progressed and where I didn't in my goals. So for creativity, that was daily dose of creativity, which we'll get into that later, and creating on YouTube and Substack. I quickly realized that I needed to pause on my Substack. I never actually worked on that goal because I got really overwhelmed with trying to figure out YouTube and how to show up for myself as consistently as possible. So I quickly realized in the first month that I needed to pause that goal. I wanted to return to it later on, like in August, so I'm starting it in the second month, but I just never did because I struggled finding my footing on YouTube and figuring out how I can show up for myself consistently. So I paused that. You can also see here that I had planned already my first passion project towards my career goal, and I actually never started that either. I kind of psyched myself out before I started, which I'm really working on that habit to get out of, but I never touched it. I think work actually picked up for me a lot in the past 12 weeks. I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I'm still learning that I need to figure out ways to better prioritize my personal work as well as working on my client work. So we're gonna work through that. And lastly, my run. This was already always gonna be paused because my training doesn't really start until October, so this month. But those are the goals I paused, and really outside of like routine type stuff that I've been trying to work through, YouTube is the only goal that I've really committed myself to. So let's go into the progress for that. My goal was to post 12 videos. I did not post 12 videos. I posted 6. So I completed this goal 50%. I'm still really, really proud of that because it's better than 0, which is where I started from, and I've been trying to do this for a year. So I would take 6 videos over 0. I need to, I actually went into this goal wanting to just be free forming and not have too much of a plan or a strategy behind it. And in many ways, I think that helped me because it relieved a lot of pressure that I felt towards creating on YouTube. But I also think like I could do better in the future at creating, like content strategy and a content plan and pillars and all that stuff to like help me better align with my goal of showing up for myself weekly. So I'm really proud of this 50%. I know it's not 100, but it's better than 0. So I'm really proud of that. And so yeah, my 10K run fitness, I did close, even though it's not showing here. And now low-key, let's wait. I'm gonna go into my weekly habit review because I think this is a better visual example of like where I have been and where I've spent my time, because I do think having a solid morning and night routine, for me at least, helps me determine how my day is gonna go from there. Because if I'm waking up and I'm, doing my morning pages, I'm working out, I'm saying my affirmations, I'm meditating, I'm creating not just for clients but for myself. And at night, if I'm like making sure that I put my phone down and I'm just reading and I make sure that I clean my room at least once a week and to clutter my space, I can declutter my mind, like I show up for myself 1,000 times better towards my other goals and just work in general. So as you can see, in July, I did great. I got mostly stars. I'm still struggling at waking up early. And I think it's also because like I'm still struggling with a solid night routine. Like I think I need to do a little bit more like research on like what I need to do to like calm myself and my nervous system so I can have better sleep to where I'm waking up early so I can start my day early and I can get more done. Because I just feel like when I'm waking up later, I'm not getting as much done because I don't feel like I have as much of the day to do things. So I'm still working on that. But like for July, I did pretty good. My weekly average was 75.75%. My goal is always 80%. I can't remember what book I read. It was either Atomic Habits or maybe even 12-week year that said, I think it's Atomic Habit, that you should aim towards 80% success rate. But I got really close in July. I did my morning pages pretty much every day, affirmations, movement, I worked out, meditated, I created most days, I read, and I make sure that I cleaned my room at least once a week, deep cleaned it, and the rest of my space. Now August started out great, 70%. But I think after I went to Austin and I just had a lot of unexpected client work come in, I lost a lot of motivation in August to show up for myself. Or honestly, I might have or might not have done better than this, and I wouldn't know because I do think I was slacking on making sure that I input the information and check things off to make sure that I did it. So if it's not written down, I'm gonna count it as I didn't do it because I don't see that in the data. So August was not my best month creatively, and neither really was September. I think honestly, when I wasn't showing up for myself creatively, like posting on YouTube, it kind of weakens the confidence that I was already building for myself on showing up for myself, and it kind of just became not as motivating for me to show up. And I think that shows across all aspects of my life. But I'm on week 13. Today is Saturday. It's the last day of the week for me. So right now I'm in the week with 73%, and after I work out, I should get a gold star here, ending the week at 75%, and that feels really promising for me. I do think that within the next 12 weeks, I want to keep most of these goals for myself because I don't think the goal was a problem. It's just like how I plan to execute it. So for the next 12-week year cycle, I'm gonna keep my goals the same actually, because I don't think there's anything wrong with the goals I set for myself. I just think there were better ways that I could work towards them. So I really want to figure out ways to make achieving my goals more convenient for myself. And it could be simple fixes like making sure that I have my workout clothes hung up and ready for me to just grab and go, or at the end of the night making sure that my journal is on my nightstand so it's just within reach to pick up my journal to do morning pages. I want to figure out ways to shorten the gap between idea and execution for myself, because that gray area, I think that's where I really went wrong. I also think that just my Notion template alone is not enough for me. I know that in another video I started making a planner pad that I actually did not finish that either. But I think I need a planner, whether if that's one that I make for myself or one that I buy. I think I just need more structure on my goals. I don't think, I am a planner and I can think very strategically at times, but this time I kind of just wanted to like go with the flow and see what happens. I don't think I'm that type of girl. I think I need to really take the time to structure out my goals as detailed as possible, like checklist, all that. I need to sit down with myself probably later today and just more thoroughly plan everything out. But I'm still really proud of myself. I still feel like my life is in a lot more motion than it was when I began. So a win is a win. I didn't really fail if, what I got out of it was something better than I thought. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm so proud of myself. And low-key, I'm thinking about turning my system, like I know like on TikTok and stuff, like having a personal curriculum. I think I want to take these goals and make a curriculum for them. And if I do that, I'll also make a separate video about that. But I'm still proud of myself. If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys actually did the 12-week year with me, leave me a comment and let me know how y'all did. But yeah, if you made it to the end, leave me a little star emoji and give me some encouragement that I can read as I start planning for my next 12-week year. But thank y'all. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.